Over the last 3 years, if there is one area where I have grown leaps and bounds, it is communication. Let me start with a confession. Before I joined Toastmasters International, I was a struggling communicator. What I said? I was a struggling communicator. I have a story to share with you all. It was year 2018. MasterCard came up with pan-India competition, India level competition. MasterCard employee can participate in it no matter where the location of that employee was. The objective of the competition was to come up with an AI model, artificial intelligence model. And you just don't have to come up with your model, you had to show the prototype of it. So you had to show it whether it's working or not. People nominated, colleagues nominated, and then when the nomination window was closed, based on the expertise and all, the employees were grouped into different teams. I was also assigned a team. Now, what happened is, we were given with the data, we were given with the problem statement, and we started working in that direction. Direction was to get the prototype before the end of the window. The window was 3 months. So we were given with 3 months time to come up with that working artificial intelligence driven prototype. We worked tirelessly for the next 3 months, making sure that our day-to-day job doesn't get hurt. Yeah. So we were working on top of what we were supposed to do on a daily basis. During that journey, one of the 6 members of my team dropped off because the member was not able to sustain the heat. The rest 5 of us, we grinded ourselves day in, day out for the next 3 months, and we take it to the finish line. On the presentation day, we presented like any other team or teams. The panelists gave the score. Now, when the results were announced, we were the winner. We came first. Now, what we did after we came out of that, we went to the club, we celebrated whole night. Celebrated, and celebrated whole night. That's where it ends. Okay, so one story. Next week, the entire European management, they got to know that this guy has done something which is really commendable. So they asked us to present in the management meeting. So we prepared. At the same time, we were so elated. We were so happy that, oh my God, the entire management is going to see us presenting the prototype, artificial intelligence driven prototype. And again, it was year 2018, just so you know. So we presented. I took the lead, I presented. We were given with 15 minutes. So 10 minutes presentation, 5 minutes question and answer. You won't believe, I end up taking 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes because I was so excited to share what we did. And that literally messed everything up. The entire management got pissed off. They got annoyed because of the bad time management, no matter how great our hard skills were. Those who were after me, they got equally annoyed. They got equally frustrated because the entire meeting was divided into 15 minutes times that many presenter. So each got 15 minutes before we created this mess. Now, each had 10 minutes. So everybody had to get on their toe and everybody had to readjust their presentations. And that's very, very frustrating for people. So I was great at my hard skills, but here, even if I won an all India competition, I ended up becoming an utter failure. I was devastated. I found myself in a soup, to be honest with you all. And that's not where an aspiring leader should be. Management literally lost hope in me because they felt that this guy cannot do the time management well. And that was probably inviting the repercussions in long term. I had my management meeting with my line manager and a skip level meeting with my line manager's manager to understand what I can do to best adjust myself and get better at this. And in those conversations, somehow this came into picture. And that this is Toastmasters International. My line manager, my line manager's manager, they told me that they together think that Toastmaster can be a great learning. So I'm transitioning from the story of my failure to the story of my learning now. Over the next week or so, I surfed on internet. I watched videos on YouTube related to Toastmasters to understand what all people do here. And I got to understand so many things. And then I went back, pondered upon it, tried to match, tried to map, and see where exactly I could fit in. And again, I went back, discussed the same with my manager, and we all aligned. It's very important to align, right? So I aligned myself with my manager and I took it as an objective, a key performance index for that year. And I wrote to different clubs that, hey, I want to join. Right when I wrote this and waited for response, Prime Minister Modi came online at 8 roughly and said that from midnight onwards, it's going to be lockdown. Yeah. So the COVID hit our shores. Can you believe the height of misery I was going through? Right when I planned out everything, I was not in a position to implement it. But in one of the response that I got from the messages that I sent to Toastmasters Club, they said, okay, we have online meetings, so you can join. And thankfully, that response was from Patna Toastmasters Club. So I started to join Patna Toastmasters Club regular meeting as guest, and I did it for first 3-4 months at a stretch. I hope the EC members back then were not annoyed on me that why this guy is not transitioning from being a guest to being a member. He's taking like 4 months. Yeah. The purpose of me doing that was to understand exactly whether I'm fitting into this or not. And every single meeting, what I used to do is I used to wait for table topic section so that I could nominate myself and practice impromptu speaking. So I did that for 3 to 4 months, but somehow down the lane, I realized that practicing just impromptu speaking will not help me to meet my objectives. So this very reason helped me to transition from being guest to the member of Patna Toastmasters Club. Within 2 weeks' time, I delivered my icebreaker. Boy, oh boy, the kind of feedback I received, the standing ovation and the clapping that I received in that introductory speech, the icebreaker, literally boosted my morale. So earlier I was here, now I was here. Within a couple of months' time, I completed my first level. So here's the learning that I had from the first level. And the learning was, yes, I can deliver my speech in front of people. Learning from level 1. Our next couple of months completed level 2. And the learning from level 2 was very important for everybody to know that yes, I can deliver the speech and I can carry the momentum throughout the speech. I can make sense and I can have confidence throughout the speech delivery. That was the learning I had from level 2. Level 3 and 4 helped me to fill in the gaps that I had whenever I was delivering my speech. That helped me to fill in the gaps based on the feedback I received from the evaluators. Level 5 helped me to build the rhythm, like music has, the rhythm in your speech, and different roles that we do in different meetings at Toastmasters, they help me to understand why these roles exist, and you can literally plug and play those roles in your personal and professional life. And not just that, we invited international guests to put forward their perspectives on communication leadership through fireside chat, right? So these were the learnings. Now the success. Few days ago, I was pulled into another meeting. I was asked to brainstorm with 6 other people. There were total 6 teams, each team 6 people, on a problem statement. We were asked to provide a solution, timeline, and what that leads to. I presented again a couple of days ago. And everything happened, including feedback from other team, feedback from management, question and answer sessions, and making sense, carrying rhythm and all during this stipulated time. Later that day, my management came to my desk. My manager and my lines manager's manager came to my desk and said to me that the entire management feels that you are hands down the best communicator, at least among those 6 teams. So do you see the transition? Failure on the soft skills, learnings at Toastmaster International, and the success that the Toastmaster International has helped me to build. I want you to take away from this speech whatever you can, add it to your journey, and succeed. Thank you very much.